Hey guys, what's up? How you doing? Okay, today we're going to be talking about crypto market cycles to try and figure out where are we at with Bitcoin right now. Because Bitcoin is basically entering price discovery, and usually that's an area where it's like, oh, we're going to go to the moon, we're going to triple our money super fast, all of this kind of thing. But if you pay attention and look at previous charts, and the ones I'm going to focus on today are Solana and Nvidia, there are clues there that suggest that maybe something else is going to happen. There is another clue, which is also the fact that usually just before the halving event for Bitcoin, which is coming up sometime within about 1 month from now, there is a market flush before the next major phase of the bull run breaks out. So to try and figure this out, we're going to have a look at some clues that we can see on previous charts and see if there's something we can identify to help us understand what we should be doing next. Spoiler alert is that there is no such thing as a crystal ball. You can't ever be certain, but you can be prepared. Now, as you know, if you've been following me, I have previously made some pretty epic predictions on crypto market cycles, calling the last bear market ending in October 2022, explaining why we'll be moving into bull mode, and most of those things have already been playing out. For this particular situation, though, with kind of like a missing bull run flush, pre-bull run flush, it is really hard to say. So bear that in mind as you watch this video, okay? Now, this video, by the way, is obviously super low budget compared to everything else I typically do. We're not doing green screens, no sound effects, no music. You're just stuck with me. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the one editing this, so it's going to be poor editing, shitty sound effects, because the only sound effects you're going to have are me, maybe my screaming baby occasionally, maybe some dogs and some birds, because I'm kind of recording this outside. And if you are lucky, you will hear an aeroplane. All right, so let's get into it. Drop me some comments, by the way, down below. Let me know what you'd like to get from these episodes, because I'm planning to try and make more regular crypto content. There's a lot of crypto knowledge in my head from all the years that I've been involved in crypto, building platforms in crypto, working with expert traders in crypto, all of this kind of stuff. And given that we're now into the bull run, probably, or usually these last for 1 to 2 years, so maybe up until the end of 2025, I thought, hey, why not try and make some more regular content? And the reason for the low budget is because then, boom, I can get this stuff out to you much quicker, and maybe we can even do this every day or every other day. I just want to know from you guys, what do you want to learn about? What would be useful? What do you want to tap into each day? Would it be the news? Would it be technical analysis? Would it be some jokes, some memes? What do you want? Let me know. All right. But with that said, I'm going to get into this. So I've got the Bitcoin chart here, and obviously we've entered price discovery. Okay. And as I mentioned, this is where most people start thinking, okay, there's no resistance. We're just going to go. And that is a fair comment. We've cleared the most obvious areas that we'd find a market maker trap. So the issue now is that are we getting lulled into a false sense of security here? So the way market cycles work are that, generally speaking, you have up phases, down phases, and sideways phases. So you can see all those here. I can draw up the down phase there. If any of you remember that one back in 2017, that was beautiful. Lots of people got in at the top, including me, when I was a noob, and figured out the hard way that trading is kind of crazy and you can't trust anyone on the internet. So don't trust me. No, you can trust me. I've been around long enough to be able to say I'm not going to shill you any shitty coins. All right, so we go up, down, or sideways. Nobody makes money in the sideways markets. Where we all make our money are in the trending phases, whether that's down or up, but generally speaking, up phase trends are easier to spot as they're developing and easier to get into to enjoy that ride. Whereas getting into the downtrend is a little trickier because of the way the market works. When it's going down, it tends to just go down very, very sharply without really giving you much warning. Whereas the uptrends typically are after a nice period of accumulation. Like you can see here, long sideways, big up. But on the down, it just goes all the way down, small reaccumulation, and just further down. And that's all you get. All right, so what can we learn from this? Well, we need to switch charts. Let's go to the Solana chart. Let's have a look at what we can find on here. Okay, so Solana doesn't have huge amounts of history. We have a clear, uptrend, some kind of downtrend, and a period of sideways. Very nice. I need to move my controls, sorry. Let me try and put these here. I don't know if you can even see those in the final video, but they're annoying me, even if they're not annoying you. Okay, Solana. Yeah, so with Solana, we are, I think, that the easiest description I can give you is that we are either here, where basically once again people are feeling like, great, we are breaking out into price discovery just before a big sell-off, or Bitcoin is now in this area where it's getting into, again, price discovery, and it's going to leave possibly large gapped candles behind that leave everybody on the sidelines. All right, so let's just go back to BTC. So remember this on the daily chart, daily for BTC. Let's just note our price discovery beginnings. That's right here, and as you can see, we now have one daily candle here with a decent gap. So what I'm looking for when we compare this to Solana is, how does this develop? Do we just keep leaving gaps behind, and are we just filling gaps on smaller time frames like the 4-hour or the hourly, rather than just, rather than coming all the way back? Is this just going to continue, and on the daily or weekly just leave those big chunky candles? Because that's what we'd like to see if we're expecting just a big bullish continuation. Okay, so this is just the only area of Solana that really matters. There isn't much else to say with Solana in general. I just thought that this particular area is just a nice descriptor on a smaller scale of what we're looking at on BTC. Okay, I'm just going to skip over to Nvidia. Alright, so Nvidia, Nvidia is just a crazy chart as well. I think every time I'm going to bring up Nvidia, I'm going to point out that, what have we done here? Oh, that's my big volume bar. Forget that. I'm going to point out that Nvidia CEO is related to the CEO of AMD. That seems a little bit suspicious, considering they, for a long time, have been computing. Yeah, seems a bit suspicious, right? And I'll say this to go even wackier. If you look at them, they look like the same person. Alright, I get it, they're cousins, supposedly, so they could just look a little bit similar. But I'm gonna say this, go and look up Jensen Huang and Lisa Su, and just imagine Jensen Huang wearing a dress and not really changing a lot else, because other than that they look freaking the same. Because Lisa Su even has the same length of hair and hairstyle pretty much as Jensen Huang. It's crazy. Are they the same person? Is the world that fucked up? It could be. Alright, let's move on. NASDAQ. Nvidia on the NASDAQ. So again, what can you see here? You can see a market cycle of pump, dump, sideways, pump, dump, consolidation, and then we have this breakout. And the area of Nvidia that once again looks very interesting, and I would say similar to where we're at with BTC, is right here. This would have been, back in the day for Nvidia, like price discovery, and then boom, you get the big drop. Now, that's all well and good. This would be, say, the previous top in 2021 for BTC. Big sell-off, bear market, FTX, bottom down here, and then boom. This is where we're at right now, right here. That's where we're at for BTC. That candle wick is us. Now, if there is going to be a pre-halving flush, boom, big sell-off. If you look at this, this is a drop of 40%. Okay? An Nvidia stock behaves very similar to BTC. All the tech stocks tend to run and gun together, let's say that. So again, what can we really look for to sort of figure out, are we about to have a big sell-off? What's going on? So this is a weekly candle. Let's go back to the daily and have a look at what happened here. And basically all we can see is that we had a couple of candles closing above. One candle then closes on the breakout line, and then you actually get a gap down, and there's a bit of a sell-off, and then a retest, and then a massive dump. So the best you can hope for is something like that to tell you that this breakout is failing and we're about to get our pre-halving flush. What would that look like for BTC? Well, basically this line right here, you want to wait and see whether we start getting some closes. Again, instead of closing above this gap, are we starting to close in this gap and under this line? As soon as we're under here, I'm thinking, okay, personally I would feel more comfortable having more of my stash back into USDT stable coins and just chilling for a little while, because personally I know that if we come down here but then come all the way back up and break this high again, it's very likely to continue. But if it fails right here, it would not shock me to see a big pre-halving sell-off. Okay, so what would trigger that sell-off? Well, in the past, these cycles that happen in the markets have usually been, they are made to look random. You have random events like a pandemic that just so happens to coincide with the things the Fed are doing, like pulling away emergency repo interventions, which collapses banks. It's not pandemics that collapse banks and businesses. It was planned, potentially. Don't listen to me. I'm a dumbass. Don't listen to me. I'm just a dummy. But if you look at actually what happens, that is what happens. There are interventions that the Fed know are going to collapse things. They do it, and then there is a news event or big media event that then explains it away to make the dumbasses out there very scared. They all start selling. Why are they selling? I'll tell you why. It's because the big guys want to buy 50% cheaper. So they need some guy to get scared out of the market and sell to them. And I'll have a much longer format video explaining all of that coming out within, I hope, the next 2 to 3 weeks maximum. Okay, so subscribe to the channel if you want to stay ahead of the game on that sort of stuff. So anyway, what have we got this time? Well, I've put some short videos out that you can find on the channel about the bank term, the BTFP, forgotten what the bloody acronym is now, Bank Term Funding Program, something like that. Basically, it's a very similar situation where the Fed have been putting in interventions to help, I'd say the smaller banks, if you just want to call them that, not your JP Morgans necessarily, but everybody else, get access to liquidity behind the scenes when they need it. And that program got pulled yesterday, depending on your time zone and when you see this. For me, it's yesterday. All right, on Monday, the 11th, that ended. And the knock-on impact of that could take some days or weeks to show up, but there is a chance here that that is going to be used as the event that's random that causes the next big sell-off before we then have a huge pump. So that's why it's really important to pay attention to the charts right now. Don't try and be a hero. Don't be scared of getting out of your positions. I know it's hard work, but making money sometimes is hard work. And if you have 10 positions open on your spot portfolio, for example, you might need to make some notes. Make some notes about what price you're getting in and out. Set some stop losses. Be ready to buy back in. Be ready to buy back in if prices do what I've suggested here, where it comes down but then just comes straight back up and doesn't hold back under that breakout line. That kind of thing. Make a plan and just calmly execute your plan, and don't worry about it if the market freaks us out a bit, shakes us out. You exit the market here, then you have to re-enter here, and it's like, oh, I just lost a 5 or 6% move. Don't worry about it, because if we do come all the way back up, remember, we're just very likely to keep going. The important thing is that you don't hold your stack through a 20 to 50% drawdown for no reason, if you can identify a reason to do something different. Okay, so that's all I wanted to do for this video. I honestly wanted to just do a 5-minute video. I can see it's already been 15 minutes, so if you're hanging on in there, Hope this has been helpful. I'll wrap it up. Last thing to say is that the way the Profit Farmers platform works, the reason these are so spectacularly good in the bull markets is because, again, these types of signals are developed to blow up and capture the up cycles, the uptrends after all the sideways nonsense. All right, so if we are going to be into this kind of a period that you see on Nvidia here, these massive uptrends, that's where we can start printing all that money with the signals. And that's why I'm trying to explain to anyone that will listen, even if you're a dummy, right now is the best time to make money from crypto, because we've already gone through the down periods and the sideways periods. We just need to get through this pre-halving flush. Whether it's going to happen or not remains to be seen, because remember, the big money are not dumb, and they're aware that many of us pay attention and understand the market cycles, so they may not want to just do the same thing over and over again. And considering they can pump Tesla stocks, Nvidia stocks, which are much bigger, even Nvidia stock alone is like bigger or as big as the entire crypto market, and they can pump this like pump and dump it like crazy. All right, so money isn't a real thing for people that are printing all this money and owning all of these companies, which they don't actually own all the countries, but that's another topic. So just be patient and settle in and enjoy the ride, basically. But I hope this video helps you mastermind your way through the next, I would say, maximum of, once we're past the halving, hopefully we're through the worst of it, and by then we'll have seen how these candles start looking on Bitcoin and Ethereum up in the current kind of price levels we're at. Hopefully this gives you the game plan that you need to succeed. And again, drop me some notes in the comments about what you want to see from these videos. I genuinely do want to keep these much shorter than this one. I don't know how I'm going to do that because I'm a rambling idiot sometimes. So again, let me know in the comments if you think there's anything you want me to focus on, or I could try and make some different shorter videos. And if you don't enjoy my rambling, tell me in the comments so that I try harder to shut my mouth and stay focused. All right, see you again. Bye bye now.